to the Meet the Supplier event that, as you'll know, we've had to move to an online session. We're really hoping to welcome you all at the events taking place in Eastleigh, Havant and the Isle of Wight. However, take up wasn't as initially hoped. So we would have been really excited to provide a bit of catering as well. But as we're here, thank you for joining so promptly. So good to see you all. Myself, I'm Rob Nash, so I'm the Skills Bootcamp project lead for Hampshire County Council, and I'm joined by Chris Cunningham from our team. And then, as you know, we are delivering this firmly in partnership with Solent Partners, who we've been doing a lot of work with to ensure the kind of political boundaries don't confuse learners or training providers or employers on skills bootcamps. So I'm really pleased to be working alongside James Ford and Nikki Smith on this to date. Just a bit of housekeeping, if you can, I think you all are, but as we've got a few short presentations to run through, if you can all keep on mute to avoid the background noise for courtesy, that would be great. Oh, I can hear myself already. Thank you. What else have we got going on? We're recording the session, so I know it was put in the original invite. So if everyone's happy, we intend to then be able to kind of share this recording around to those that are unable to attend the session now, but also for us to be able to put it up on YouTube, etc. Chris and Nikki are going to monitor the chat function and will answer any queries during the session, but there'll also be a Q&A session right at the end after all the providers have been able to present. So we'll be able to field those questions, and then towards the end of the session, all the suppliers, our training providers, will have their website and different marketing bits and bobs that they can share with yourselves, so you can take away and support your networks through that. I think I've covered everything in terms of a welcome. James, Chris, Nikki, was there anything else that you wanted me to cover before I move on?
No, I think that's good, Rob.
All good. Okay. So just for the purposes, in case we've got any colleagues that are new to Skills Bootcamps, I'm just going to run through 3 slides just to cover as an initial introduction, and then I'll hand over to James, who will then chair the presentations for the training providers. And then, as I said, we'll close with Q&A after those. So for those that have been living on another planet, Skills Bootcamps have been a really successful program over the last couple of years, and Hampshire and Solent got involved with these on their own areas late last year. Fundamentally, they're designed to address skills gaps. So any skill shortages we have across Solent and Hampshire, these skills bootcamps are designed to address those, to boost the local economy. And they're usually aligned at levels 3 to 5 of IFATE. So there's a real connection there between the apprenticeship side of things and for people to potentially look at doing accelerated apprenticeships. In the nature of a boot camp, so short and sharp, so minimum 60 hours, maximum of 16 weeks. Certainly in Hampshire, we see a real range of week duration, but you may well know that the Department for Education has moved the digital skills boot camps up to 100 hours. Key element of the boot camps is the wraparound support, so to help the learners progress, whether that's through business plans, whether that's through, if you're unemployed, securing that guaranteed job interview and finding work. And then both ourselves and Solent Partners have an improved band of providers who are commissioned to deliver these boot camps on our behalf. And eligibility, 19 plus, and it can be for anyone, full-time, part-time workers, unemployed, and those that are self-employed. They're in essence fully funded, but if obviously an employer is putting forward a member of staff, then there's a contribution from an employer that's required. And the key element of the Skills Bootcamp, which has been real successful for the unemployed cohort, is that there's a guaranteed job interview at the end of the Skills Bootcamp. And then finally, from an aspect for employers, they can be used as an excellent recruitment tool. So that could be offering the guaranteed job interviews, or it could be looking out to see which Skills Bootcamps have been out there and then seeking to recruit via that method, or vice versa, upskilling their own staff through that. And you'll see the contribution rates there on the slide. So without further ado, I'll hand over to James, who will help guide our training providers through their slots. Thank you.
Brilliant, thanks, Rob. So we've got 14 speakers. We've got an hour and a half, so we're going to have to be quite rigid with the time frames. So each of the speakers will have about 5 minutes. I will hold a timer, so if you've got a timer handy as a speaker, do have that available. I'll give you a bit of a 30-second warning as we're coming to the end, but we will need to be quite tight on that. So the running order is in the chat. So if you are a speaker, do make yourself familiar with that. I'll invite the organisation to speak. So as we do that, just bring yourself off mute, and then the floor is yours. So I believe, and I don't know all of the speakers' names, but I think Graham from YTKO is first up. So Graham, over to you.
Thank you, James. Yes, it's Graham Thompson. I'm one of the program managers for YTKO on the digital skills down in Solent. YTKO have been around for over 30 years, but delivering business support programs specifically down into the Solent region called Get Set Solent for the last 3 or 4 years under using European funded money. And then we were very fortunate enough to do a lot around marketing, a lot around digital within that. And then we were able to pick up and work with the Solent partners on Wave 4. And then we've developed our offering from there. So we look at digital marketing and digital skills within the marketing environment. Our program consists of 10 core workshops from looking at the digital landscape and the overview, digital marketing strategy, positioning and value proposition, building the brand and values, social media, looking at video marketing, marketing trends, SEO. Obviously, we need to know what the legalities of all of this. So we look at GDPR as well. We do a selling strategy, and then the idea after all of those sort of workshops is putting it together to actually present a digital marketing strategy for a business that you want to start, or a business that you want to look at, or your own business. So we cover all of those aspects. We also offer bonus workshops, and we've developed the bonus workshops generally from our previous experience with Wave 4, because they were looking for specific type of workshops to focus on. So we've developed a number of bonus workshops looking at Google Analytics, pay-per-click, LinkedIn, looking at selling psychology, business vision and strategy. So how does the digital marketing strategy fit in with your overall business vision? And then building and telling a story, which is one of the key things for writing content and building your brand personally. Additionally, the learners will receive one-to-ones with the tutors, but we've also brought in industry mentors as well to provide those one-to-ones for those learners, so just enhance their skills, make it more bespoke to what they're doing and their business if they have one. But the program is really designed to build those digital skills. We conduct that final workshop to show what they've learned and how they're going to implement it. And the approach of the introduction as workshops, the boost workshops, have been very, very successful, and we're always open to further more business workshops or boost workshops just to be able to enhance that learner experience. And we ask the learners at the end of the course is, what else could we have done? What other bits are you missing? And then we will pick that up and we will develop that, and then we'll actually offer that to them as well. Our delivery method is generally around about a hybrid model. So our first session is always conducted in person. So we cover the enrolment and the commitment and the expectations of the workshop as well. The timings, we introduce our platform called Bootcamp, which is where everyone is allocated to, so they can pick up the slides, they can pick up recordings, they can ping each other, they can talk to each other, we can send out requests, the full schedule's on there, and that's our sort of stop point for everybody. And then as we build that up, obviously they will do the workshops together. We do it delivered weekly online with homework assignments after each workshop, and then those homework assignments are actually completed and worked through with the one-to-ones with the tutors and the mentors. And then from there, the final session is that presentation, which can be very, very interesting. But obviously what the outcomes and the progression, upon completion, the learners will possess a really comprehensive understanding of digital marketing and digital marketing practices, because they change quite rapidly as new stuff comes out. They build and implement a multi-platform a marketing plan and marketing strategy.
Last 20 seconds, Graham, if that's okay.
Yeah, just coming to the end. So basically they're there to enhance the marketing using the latest platform updates and maximize this impact across not only the different sectors of the learners that we have. So we just impart as much knowledge as we can over that period of time. Should be finished.
That is perfect, Graham. What a good start to the session. So well done and thank you. Just to say, the chat is open for everybody. As stakeholders do ask questions in the chat, there will be an opportunity for questions at the end, but all of the suppliers have got access. So do free for everybody to have a dialogue throughout. So if I can invite our next speaker from Itching College, please.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I am Jo from Itching College, and we have funding for Skills Bootcamps in early years and health and social care. Now, as a referral agent or employer, you might be wondering, what is in this for me? There's lots of courses around, so why this one? So today, hopefully, I'm going to tell you why. I'll highlight the subjects we cover, the learner experience, our delivery methods, and the outcomes and progression that learners can expect. So obviously, as you've heard, Skills Bootcamps are sector specific and based on local employer demand. Our Skills Bootcamps in early years and health and social care are tailored to equip learners with the skills, knowledge and qualifications they need to succeed in these sectors. They offer a blend of theoretical knowledge and practical application, ensuring that the learners can translate what they are learning into real world situations. All of our Skills Bootcamps are face-to-face, they're in local venues, they run Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 2:30 over 3 weeks, and we offer one-to-one support for learners up to a year after the end of the course. They will run as a rolling roadshow across Hampshire, and basically these venues will be decided upon due to local demand and also the needs of the local employers. In all of our Skills Bootcamps, we engage with employers from the start, giving them the opportunity to input into the course what they would like to see. Employers and apprenticeship providers come in to meet the learners within the first few days of the course, and they actually talk about what it's like to work in the sector, the good and the bad, the variety of job roles and also the progression opportunities. They talk about their own organisations and those organisations' unique selling points. And the idea is really to inspire the learners and make them want to continue with the course and continue their journey into the sector. It also gives them the opportunity to start thinking about roles that they would actually like to apply for once the course ends. So from an employer perspective, it gives a really good opportunity to meet the learners and tell them about the amazing settings that they work in and the benefits of working for them. And obviously the employers that we use are the ones that are willing to give people a chance and an opportunity, and that's why they've been selected to be part of the boot camps. During the course, we also build employability skills, because we know from experience that often people who are unemployed need additional support to build confidence, but also to help them with their application forms, creating CVs and practicing their interview skills. So on the last day of the Skills Bootcamp, the employers come back and they offer guaranteed interviews to any learner who wants to interview for them and work for them. And it gives the employer the opportunity to recruit from a pool of individuals who have been through relevant and up-to-date training, but have also gained qualifications. So our health and social care curriculum aligns with the care certificate and gives people the underpinning knowledge and skills to work in the sector. It includes safeguarding, person-centred care, COSH, moving and handling, nutrition, and learners also gain qualifications in first aid, food safety, and health and safety. We're currently running 2 courses at the moment, and we've got 27 learners on those. The next round of courses are in September and will run in Havant and Winchester. Our early years skills bootcamps give people the knowledge to work in the early years sector and cover topics including understanding the EYFS, child development, child-centred learning, equality, diversity and inclusion. And learners also gain qualifications in paediatric first aid, safeguarding and food safety. We've completed 1 skills bootcamp in Winchester already, which had 12 learners on, and 6 of those have already found employment. So I think you can see that they really, really do work. Our current Havant course has 12 learners and it's the final week, so we're really, really awaiting interviews tomorrow for the outcomes for those learners. And the next courses will be in Eastleigh in September, and October we have Basingstoke. So as a referral agent, what can you expect from us? Well, it's the easiest referral process in the world. All you have to do is email me with the person's name and contact details. You'll expect excellent communication, so we'll provide regular feedback on attendance and how your learners are progressing, feedback on what interviews they're having and what the outcomes are, and updates on their employment status. And lastly, you can expect us. We are really, really happy to come out and meet your teams and tell them all about Skills Bootcamps. We're really happy to come and sit in your offices and talk to your learners, and we're really happy to provide any marketing materials that you might need to support you. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks, Joe. And again, perfectly on time. What a great start to proceedings. So if I can welcome our next speaker from Whitehead Ross, please.
Hello, my name's Liz. I'm also here with my colleague Cheryl. Do you mind if I share my screen? Is that okay?
Yeah, please do.
Fab, thank you. Go for it, Cheryl, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, afternoon all. My name's Cheryl. Whitehead Ross Education is a social welfare organisation. It's been founded in 2012 and we deliver a variety of highly quality skills related programmes. We also offer individuals to retain and secure employment by addressing the local labour market skills gap. I just want to say a big thank you to actual Whitehead Ross, because in January I was actually one of their learners, and I did the Skills Bootcamp in digital skills. And after I finished the course, I did actually get employed by Whitehead Ross as an engagement officer. And my role is to recruit new learners onto our hospitality course. Now, I was looking on the internet the other night and I found some news headlines about hospitality struggling with 65% decrease, hospitality worst states as employment rises again, UK hospitality in crisis with staggering numbers of jobs unfilled. Is there a solution to the hospitality staff crisis? And finally, hospitality struggling to fill thousands of jobs. So Whitehead Ross have addressed this need by offering learners City and Guilds Level 3 in hospitality, leadership and supervising roles. Some part of my role is to recruit new learners from New Forest and the Hampshire area. So it's relatively new. So I've been engaging with job centres in Ringwood, where I went there on Tuesday, met the team, and I'm going to be going there regularly on Tuesdays to hopefully get learners on board for this exciting and wonderful course. The City and Guilds qualification is all about communication, leading a team, supervision of customer service, stock control, and effective use of resources. And I'd just like to say that I am living proof that the Skills Bootcamp does actually work. It does actually give people jobs at the end of it. And I'd like to pass you over to Liz. Thank you for listening.
So as Cheryl mentioned, we offer it in the New Forest, but we also offer the hospitality course in the Isle of Wight as well, and that is the area I work in. So when we look at our learner experiences, we've had 2 cohorts of our hospitality learners. The first cohort, our milestone 2, so our mock interviews. We had 7 learners complete those, so 63%. And then in terms of our milestone 3, them getting into work, 6 out of 11 we have had confirmation of permanent employment. We know that some of the others are in employment, but we just can't quite get hold of them. We're trying to grip that last bit. And then our current cohort of hospitality learners, 100% of them have got their milestone 2 interviews set up. So kind of moving on to the next element, we're constantly trying to get them back into work. We're trying to get them into employment, ready to go. And especially with the hospitality sector, this is trying to get them ready for management, trying to take that next level up, trying to take that next step up, trying to give them successful career transitions, but also potential for job progression. You know, we want them to do well, we want them to be ready for work and be ready to succeed, essentially. And if anyone were to need to contact us, our emails and our phone numbers are there, all sorts of contact modes there ready for you. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Liz. And everyone is keeping within the time, which is great. And congratulations to Cheryl on your amazing journey and
Thank you.
and positive outcome. So well done.
Thank you.
If I can invite our next speaker from Cambridge Spark, please.
Yeah. Hello. Hi, my name's Kieran. I'm just going to share my screen as well, if that's all right. Actually, I can't. I remember because we're my Teams doesn't allow it, so I'll just talk through. So hi, my name's Kieran. I'm from Cambridge Spark. We offer essentially a digital data analytics bootcamp. So if you have anybody who's aspiring to become a techie and wants to get into the world of tech, please do listen on. Cambridge Spark, if you don't know who we are, we're a fully remote organization. So these are taught virtually. We are the only specialist in data science and AI apprenticeship training provider in the UK. We've been running for a number of years, and we've been running the digital skills boot camps as well for that amount of time. We work with some big players, some big organizations like the NHS, Morgan Stanley, Pfizer, GSK, and the BBC. So we've got lots of amazing links to great partners as well. So our boot camps, they are 10 weeks long, and they're a great opportunity for somebody with some technical skills that would like to be able to reach out and start learning about Python. Some of these might sound bizarre if you're not a techie. Pandas and data visualization. It essentially allows them to take their sort of low-level skills that they might have and work their way up to be able to build up to become a entry-level data analyst. It's a really great opportunity. If you are interested in coding, it's really, really awesome. We have a platform that we utilize called Educate, and it's a really great in-house platform that they get to utilize to test themselves, be able to work on their programs, and they get real live feedback straight away due to the AI that we use in-house. On top of that as well, we also give them a lot of employability support. So across the program, they'll have weekly sessions with our employability trainer, Zoe, who is amazing, and she'll support them to get their CVs ready, their LinkedIns, their applications, but also that really important growth mindset. We know that for a lot of people coming into the tech world, it can be quite daunting, and to become an entry-level techie and to sort of put their first foot forward into that first role into tech, we're there to give them that additional support. We also have a really great relationship with an external provider who supports us with our employability and recruitment end. So we give them 6 months support to try and find them a role, and we work with a large partner called AMS who support us to try and find them those interviews and also their first job in tech, which is awesome. I will say that we've also got some schedules coming up, which is amazing. So we have new bootcamp dates. Evening schedule is on the 2nd of September 2024, and we have 30 spaces. And then in the daytime schedule, which starts on the 7th of October 2024, and we'll be recruiting for both of those sort of start of August. So if anybody's interested, I'll drop my email in the chat here, and please get in touch or join me on LinkedIn. Happy to work with you and to try and get any learners that you have into their first role into tech. And that's me.
Brilliant. Thanks, Kieran. You had a couple of extra minutes left as well, but the tech world is very daunting, and most of what you talked about goes over my head, and I get schooled by my children every day. So thank you for explaining that. Okay, if we could bring in Yuzu as our next speaker. Yuzu deliver across the Solent and Hampshire. I won't steal their thunder, so I will be able to give you another couple of minutes if that is helpful. So
we will see. So hello, my name is Chris Naidu. I work at Yuzu Training. I'm the Skills Bootcamp manager. Now we actually have several bootcamps that we work and provide, which are hospitality for green skills, hospitality, electric vehicle charging, and air source heat pumps. So I'm going to have to try and split up a little bit of the discussion to each part. So I'll start with air source heat pump and EV. Simply because they're delivered in a very similar location. So the actual training is delivered in our locations in person in Fareham and also in. And so we have 2 training centres for these, and they are constantly going and constantly happening. So we have cohorts starting at all times. We are also having lots of different learners from different backgrounds. So we have learners that are in work currently. We have learners that are looking to get back into work, but also learners that are self-employed. So we have a mix of learners working on the air source heat pump and EV charging courses. So the EV charging course is an introduction to electric vehicle charging points with 18th edition wiring regulations and a domestic electric installer with a focus on EV. The course allows learners who are not electricians to understand what is required and generate an interest into the industry. Learners with these qualifications behind them will be better placed to secure an actual job and understand their future careers with EV. A lot of people potentially don't have the knowledge of electric vehicle installation and will enable them to do that within this course, so actually progress them within their qualification. The air source heat pump course compromises of health and safety, risk assessments, legislation, central heating refresher, energy efficiency, Legionella, water regulations, vented and unvented heating systems, and air source heat pump installation and maintenance. And it suits learners that are a little bit different because they need to have more of a couple of years experience in either gas central heating or air conditioning associated with the industry. So those 2 courses are quite fascinating for lots of people because there's something a lot of us don't actually know about. So it's really, really interesting to get onto that course. And specifically, that's why we wanted to be able to deliver that one face-to-face, because we want to get the learners working and using some of the equipment that actually they would be using in a job. With the hospitality and hospitality for green skills bootcamps, we have 2 main priorities with these courses. Predominantly, they are working with the unemployed and looking to get them back into work, but we do have a range of learners that do start for different reasons. But with hospitality and the hospitality for green skills, the focus is to award them with the supervision and leadership principles at level 3, very much similar to what we saw with Whitehead Ross. And by doing that, enable them to actually learn the base skills and the fundamental skills to be able to not just be a barista or someone in an entry job within a hospitality industry, but to work up towards supervisor and actually move up into that industry quicker and move forward quicker. Throughout our actual training, we are providing the wraparound service as well, which is about giving taught sessions around employability, career development, learning, the guaranteed job interviews that get provided for the unemployed learners at the end, about supporting them with that as well. So supporting them with their CV development, supporting with their interview techniques and being able to do well in that. The actual, probably the best part of the hospitality boot camps that we are doing, or skills boot camps that we are doing, is the skills training that we do at the end. So the final session, we have 8 sessions. The final session is actually either a day in the life, if it's somewhere like a hotel or a restaurant, or if it's barista training that they're looking for, actually providing that barista training. So being able to have a go on a coffee machine, learn and make the base core drinks that most of the cafes and restaurants that you would see would be using. So a really good way to be able to get people who are actually out of work trained on something that they would be using that a lot of the time wouldn't actually have any knowledge of before they go into that workplace. So really, really positive one for them. And ideally, that's the most fun part of the session, actually being able to play around, drink and use and have the coffee. So a lot of the learners are looking forward to that. We have our first one of those happening on the 12th of August. The current learners that we've currently got on program are working and are nearly finished. And we're currently enrolling on many, many different cohorts for all of the different boot camps that we do and in the different locations. And with the hospitality one, it is online and face-to-face. So we do a bit of both. Good.
Excellent. Thanks, Chris. A lot to fit in there, so well done. Thank you. Good to see people using the chat. Again, keep using the chat and posting links and build your networks and contacts as we go through the session. But if I can invite Momentum to speak next.
Hello, my name's Joanne Mulkeen and I'm the Quality Manager at Momentum Recruitment and Training. Momentum Recruitment and Training have been established well over 10 years now in the training and recruitment industry, and we've got well-established foot in the floor in Sheffield and Birmingham, delivering skills boot camps for warehousing level 3 and the performance manufacturing engineering skills. We've only recently moved into the Hampshire region. Sorry, my camera's a bit like that. We only just recently moved into the Hampshire region, and both our skills boot camps down there have only started this Monday, so we're only on day 4. And the ones that we've got going off in Hampshire are the retrofit boot camp and the performance manufacturing engineering skills boot camps. So both our boot camps down there are in there, really, really new to us. But like the other providers that have already spoken, we also embed a lot of employability skills, interview techniques. We also put in British values, so they understand the fundamental British values of how people should behave and be in the UK. We also ensure they get an employer interview. And I was just listening to the last speaker because he mentioned the air source heat pumps. And in our retrofit course, we talk about heat pumps and ventilation and the different types. The retrofit course is sort of like a stepping stone into the retrofit industry, and it gives the learners a good insight of the different career options and choices within that industry. Like Cheryl, who spoke a couple of providers earlier, through our boot camps in the engineering, the manufacturing engineering skills, we've actually taken on 2 of our ex-boot camp learners, and they are now tutors with us. One is up here in Sheffield and one is in Birmingham. So again, it just proves that boot camps are really, really good. In fact, I'm telling a lie. We are also employing tutor, well, a guide to be a tutor that's just come through our warehousing bootcamp in Birmingham, and he will start with us next Monday. So that's 3 success stories of our learners that have come through our programs, which is great for us, and it's great for them, really. Not really got a lot more to say apart from most people have covered the same. Like other people, ours is face to face. In the engineering skills bootcamp, there is a lot of hands-on practical side. Both courses cover moving and handling, safe moving and handling, a lot of health and safety. So yeah, it's very exciting for us. And we've just started, both programs started on Monday.
Brilliant, thanks, Joanne, and great to hear some more success stories of people getting into jobs and being successful. We do appreciate there will be some repetition as we are about halfway through in some of the elements, but as providers and suppliers, do talk about it, even if it is repetitive, because I think it is still useful for the stakeholders and the referral agencies to know exactly what people are delivering and how it is delivered. So if I can invite Dawn, I think from the Isle of Wight College, to come speak next.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Dawn Smart from the Isle of Wight College. I'm one of our heads of learning. We've been doing skills boot camps for about 3 years now, and this is the second care one that we've delivered. We mainly run it alongside the modules for the care certificate, because those are the fundamental skills that everybody needs when they go into a care environment. So we cover things like working in a person-centered way, dementia, nutrition, just how to deal with people, equality and diversity. There's a lot of safeguarding that runs all the way through the provision. We deliver it 1 day a week over 10 weeks, but we do it very modular. So we have a roll-on, roll-off provision. So it doesn't matter where the learner starts. We just keep going, and then they'll start at the beginning because they can carry on then. And we found that's quite a successful way of delivery. We have a registered nurse who is delivering the provision, so it's really contextualised. And they've recently opened their own care service, so they give lots of really relevant stories, so the learners are really learning what it's like to be in that real life situation. We deliver it face to face in the main. However, we do have the facilities to deliver it in a blended way, but we found that students are really responsive to coming in, and we get a lot of peer learning going through that way. So we found that the employers have really bought into it. It takes, generally on the Isle of Wight, I'm sure it's like everywhere else, word of mouth goes a long way. So once you start getting the message out, that's when you start getting the response from both the employers and the potential learners. We have a business engagement team that continue the work with the employers all the way through. They're all really knowledgeable about the Skills Bootcamp. So not only do they work with them to help devise the curriculum, they also go out and make sure that all of our students have got really good placements, or so they can have the interviews at the end. And we have student mentors. So if any of our students come in with specific barriers to learning, then we've got a team behind them to support it as well. Yeah, we don't have a next start because it is an ongoing process. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
Brilliant, thank you, Dawn. So moving on to our next speaker, I think is Serkan from the University of Portsmouth.
Hiya. So my name is Sercan. I'm a professor of innovation and technology management at the University of Portsmouth. I am leading the AI leadership skills bootcamp program. So the AI leadership skills bootcamp team has a hybrid. We have a hybrid team with a significant teaching expertise from well-established courses applied both domestically and internationally. And we have plus significant pools of expertise across the University of Portsmouth's faculties of technology and business and law, and drawing on a basically strategic outsource partnership with STEM Recruiter STR Group. We will support the learners with their interviews and recruitment endeavors. So we have a hybrid team from both School of Computing and Business and Management faculty to make sure that they will deliver a program to help learners to achieve to achieve both leadership and technical skills as a result of this program. So, considering University of Portsmouth, we specifically as a university have a long-standing suite of specialized master's courses in AI, machine learning, data analytics. Also, it is important to note that these courses are uniquely designed as conversion courses, making them highly suitable for students who have little or no background in computing or AI. So this approach allows individuals from diverse academic or professional backgrounds to pivot into such programs. So in addition to that, complementary to the AI technical domain, we have courses in digital leadership and management, such as digital business management master's degree. So as you can see, we have a hybrid team and approach where we will bring in technical and non-technical topics together and individuals together. So to provide specific information about the program, to talk about the subjects that we'll be covering, the AI leadership skills bootcamp is a 16 weeks taught program that ensures participants not only understand AI technologies, but also possesses leadership-related topics such as strategic management, ethical issues, and practical skills that are needed to lead AI initiatives effectively. With our approach, we aim to equip learners to drive innovation and competitiveness within their organizations while managing the broader implications of AI deployment. So we basically do not just aim to train software or AI engineers, but we want to develop well-rounded leaders in the AI field. So also, as I mentioned earlier, apart from the 16 weeks taught program, we will support learners after the program with regard to their job market preparation and recruitment with the experienced individuals from University of Portsmouth, and also with the support of STR Group, who is one of the largest talent management company in the STEM field. So as part of the subjects, we will have 6 modules. We will be covering basically some technical topics such as introduction to AI and machine learning, and practical AI and machine learning methods and applications. We will teach data visualization and smart dashboard related developments. And then we will have management topics such as management, professional, ethical aspects of AI. And we will have applied AI project where the learners will have hands-on application. And with these modules, we will have also guest sessions from experienced individuals from the sector. Finally, we will have employability and personal development to help learners. Considering the learner's experience, firstly, our bootcamp employs a blended learning model, like many mentioned. So we will be combining the best of in-person and online instruction. So each week, participants will be engaging in sort of 4 hours of face-to-face delivery with a complementary 1 hour of online learning. And we will have also interactive sessions. These sessions include a mix of lectures, workshops, practical exercises, and guest lectures and things like that. So we know that it's important to provide personalized support in the learning process. Therefore, our participants will have access to personal tutors for academic guidance, career counseling for professional development, and they will have regular feedback. And also to cater to different learning styles, we'll employ a variety of diverse teaching methods. These methods will include such as case studies, student-led projects, interactive discussions, and things like that. Furthermore, we place, as I mentioned,
30 seconds, Serkan. Thank you.
Okay. And considering the cost delivery, let me jump on that. We will have, as I mentioned, face-to-face sessions at University of Portsmouth, but and it will be a fully catered sessions, and we will have also online materials, resources that we will benefit from our extensive experience in the online master's degree that we delivered previously with international partners. So considering the outcome and progression for learners, we will basically help the learners to gain comprehensive knowledge and practical skills in AI, machine learning, data analytics, digital leadership, ethics, strategic management, and things like that. And with regards to the outcome of this program, we will ensure that the candidates, learners achieve secure interviews and that they secure jobs, especially, again, as I mentioned earlier, with our partner STR group. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Serkan. And it's amazing the speed and evolution of AI and some of the digital technologies and how quickly they're moving. So really important. If I can invite our next speaker from Step 8 up, please.
Sorry, James. Could I speak about the creatives for UOP?
Sorry, yes, you can.
It's Courtney here. Sorry,
sorry, yes, you can. Sorry,
all the time.
Jeeve.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Courtney.
I'll only be 2 to 3 minutes, I promise. Thank you. Hi there, my name's Courtney and I'm the project coordinator for both the AI and the Creative Management Skills Bootcamps at the University of Portsmouth. I'm speaking about the Creative Management Bootcamp on behalf of Zoe Dan, who can't be here today. So the Creative Management Skills Bootcamp trains and aspires current creative freelancers in the Solent region to develop business skills to start and grow their creative businesses. It's a 60-hour skills bootcamp delivered by the University of Portsmouth and focuses on 4 key areas: knowing yourself, embracing innovation and change, building connections, and being responsible. Participants will develop practical and thinking skills to refresh, plan, and effectively direct career and business growth. They'll make connections with other participants, workshop collaborators, university staff, mentors, and beyond. Then they'll sustain their learning through work shadowing and mentor meetups. So the program that we've designed and delivered is relevant in that it's based on known skills gaps in business knowledge for creatives, such as business modeling, developing an authentic brand, understanding customers, applying for arts funding, and managing cash flow, realistic pricing, and social media. The program builds on the successful EU-funded Accelerating Women's Enterprise program, which has trained 900 women to start their businesses. The bootcamp employs the specialist expertise of the University of Portsmouth business, marketing and entrepreneurship lecturers and career professionals. We also have employed a sustained intensive delivery over 2 weeks in-person bootcamp with daily sessions involving creative and career professionals who are able to share effective industry practices. Participants also receive extensive in-class support for key tasks and follow-up sessions with tutors and mentors. The main bootcamp is scheduled around school hours, starting at 9:30 and finishing at 2:30. Flexible timing is also provided for mentoring and work shadowing, and there's also financial support for travel, where we have trained mentors who can provide follow-up support to implement plans. We've used a tailored approach that allows participants to customize learning for their specific circumstances, benefiting those seeking jobs, starting and growing a business, or both. We have numerous examples of satisfied participants who have made the step in starting or growing their businesses or furthering their employment. These include animators, museum curators, Etsy shop owners, photographers, web developers, fashion designers, and cosmetic producers, to name a few. They've increased their social media presence, applied for arts funding, registered new businesses, appraised their business plans, and set focus for the year ahead. We've trained 35 participants already, and we are planning 3 more cohorts for 24-25. And we're delighted to support another 60 individuals to develop their skills to plan and grow their freelancing and business in the creative sector. And I will share the link to our website in the chat where you can find out about our dates and more information. And that's it. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Courtney. And sorry, I was doing so well up until that point. Apologies.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Jeeve, back to you, please.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you. And I'm sharing my screen. It's a single slider, should not be too long. So I hope you can see it. Hi, my name is Jeev Sahu. Sahu like Yahoo if you want to remember me. I represent Step It Up. We are doing the Hampshire Coding Skills Bootcamp. We are funded for 65 learners, and the current cohort size started in June is 20. People who came are coming from finance, insurance, information, construction, education, and manufacturing sectors. And the target is to move to a technology role in the same sector or IT related sector, including self-employed business agencies or contractors. The cohort is split. 15 members are junior or entry level, junior specifically for this sector. 3 are self-employed and want to continue. Some of them have, some of the junior members have expressed interest to create their own software agency later, and 2 members are quite senior with previous experience. We had 5 women, which is 25%, but now 4 because one of them also is registered in a different skills bootcamp, so could not participate in more than one. So that's a good representation, and one of our observation is the number of females in technology is reducing, and our goal is to increase that. The competencies people come out after these 16 weeks. Front-end development, what you see in front of the website, using HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, React. The backend, Python 3, databases are ORM. And these keywords mean for employers more than that they may for the current audience, but these are the things that people are looking for in the industry, and we provide very relevant industry training with version control, code debugging, agile practices, practical test-driven development. It is easy to fake code and use AI to create code, but it is very difficult to fake a code review. So that actually tests out the skills of these candidates, and people find it very good, both learners and employers. In addition, we provide soft skills and job readiness training, CV preparation, mock interviews, confidence building workshops, communication skills. This particular meeting was supposed to be in person, but people preferred virtual. Many of our learners are preferring the virtual environment, although we do provide the in-person environment as a priority. The reason being some of them have family requirements and so forth, and digital is one of the things that you can do remotely. This also shows that on the calls, people switch on their video when required to see expression, to participate, breakout rooms, change language of the subtitles in case they need some more help. The targeted roles are software developer apprentices, software tester apprentices, junior software roles, website maintenance, self-employed agencies, and other roles which include coding as well. So any role that involves technology, people are actually preferring. We are tying up with apprenticeship training companies and recruitment agencies to provide more help with this. Some of our trainers are ex-Bloomberg, ex-Netflix, ex-Amazon, Ministry of Defense, and so forth. So they come with decades of experience. In all our training, we provide British values, prevent information as a regular reminder, and we really appreciate the guidance from Hampshire Council as well. One of the key questions people ask, why should I take someone from you when people can simply apply on my website? Uh, Unlike recruiters, we know these people for 4 months. We are observing them, both technical skills, soft skills, and they tend to stay longer in the company. And it has been in the industry that employers are taking junior members and not being happy with their skill sets. And this is a far better fit and hence very useful for employers locally. The words we have received from learners: engaging, extensive, focused, organized, continuous, flexible, and so forth. So we are constantly taking feedback. The next cohort is starting in September. Applications are open. These slides will be shared so employers can contact us. We are inviting employers to actually see the learners in action through the Zoom call with prior information as well. So this has been quite welcome. Other than that, I'm partnering with other skills bootcamp providers because many a times the employers can be common and they might be taking for more than one role. Partnering for joint events, very familiar faces in the group here where we have started doing joint events because the more we do together, the better, and we will place these 65 learners. This is a basic PDF which will be shared on the chat, and questions are welcome. Thank you again, everyone.
That's great. Thank you, Jeev. And great to hear the work around diversity. I know tech as a sector has a particular challenge in that, so it's really positive. If I can invite South Hampshire College Group, I think it's Steve.
Thank you, James. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Steve Harris from South Hampshire College Group. For anybody that may not be aware, we're a fairly recently merged organisation comprised of Eastleigh College, Southampton City College and Fareham College. Our Skills Bootcamp is within the maritime transport and logistics industry. We are delivering customs, freight forwarding, team leading and customer service skills, primarily aimed at individuals that are fairly new to industry, either recently employed, looking to upskill, or individuals that are looking to change their career and move into the logistics industry, which we know is huge around us here on the South Coast. Our bootcamp's 12 weeks long. First cohort is planned to start in September, and it comprises a 1 day a week of classroom-based activity here at our Eastleigh College campus, with one-to-one support through a dedicated trainer throughout the course. Within the bootcamp, students will learn about different types of customers, very much develop their communication skills, especially around complaint handling, negotiation, which is quite key in the industry. Students will also learn elements of team leading, such as their leadership styles, self-awareness, setting of standards within a team, and fairness to others. But the main elements of the programme for us are the freight forwarding and the customs. So to support with that, we've brought in some specialist expertise from the British International Freight Association, which is aka BIFA. They're experts within the industry. They will really add some value to the students, and they will cover off latest legislation, latest sort of system requirements, as well as broader topics around the different types of freight, different types of storage, shipping, so that for us the content is as relevant as possible to the real world workplace for the students. Feedback from employers within industry has very much informed the curriculum of this one. We've taken it quite literally. Very many employers within the industry have picked up on communication skills, team leadership within their roles. So we have put that into practice. Delivery of our program is as practical as possible. Learners will undertake various tasks and scenarios very much specific to the logistics industry within the program. We're trying to really enhance that with the more practical elements, as opposed to just delivering a fairly knowledge-based content. So we're trying to make logistics as engaging, as fun as we possibly can. For any employed individuals, we are going to be working very closely with their employers to sort of further identify exactly what they want to achieve out of the training for their staff members, which will also help inform delivery where possible. Students will benefit and receive information from a dedicated careers advisor throughout the course, irrespective of their employment background. They will very much be guiding them throughout their next steps. So whether that could be career enhancement or employment based on the individual, students will receive that. and they'll very much be well prepared to take their step into the industry, you know, especially if they're changing career as well. Unemployed individuals, this bootcamp will very much give them a good introduction to the industry, and make them very, very employable to freight and customers-based roles. So that is it in a nutshell from me. I will pop my email on the chat now, and if anybody would like any further information, please do reach out and please do contact me. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Steve. We are a very unique area and region whereby we have 2 major ports. So in terms of logistics, roles and jobs, we're very fortunate in that respect. So 4 speakers left to go. If I can invite Silver Trowel.
Good afternoon. My name is Colin from Silver Trowel. We're based in Lyon, Solent. I'm the director of the company and also lead trainer for our plastering courses. What we're delivering within the bootcamp is understanding domestic retrofit at a level 2, which is a 60 guided learning hours course. The course is run Monday to Friday on a roll-on, roll-off basis. They'll then sit the online test for that and achieve the level 2 qualification through NOCN. We are also delivering under the construction banner for boot camps, covering plastering at level 1, entry level 3, bricklaying at entry level 3, tiling at entry level 3, and screeding at level 2, all through NOCN again, also with a roll-on, roll-off basis. Then also health and safety in the environment, so as they can then, on completion of their training, go and sit their green CSCS card. So we kind of complete the package, making them ready to go into the construction workplace at an entry level. Courses have already started and they'll be running right through till the end of March of next year. We're based in Lyon, Solent on the Douglas airfield there. So we're getting plenty of wraparound support as well through Hampshire County Council. We've got employers that are interested in taking on new entrants, predominantly for the unemployed, but we're also taking job switchers and people that have been in the trade as self-employed. So self-employed, unemployed and job switchers, all from the age obviously of 19 plus. The courses are 60 guided learning hours through to 90, and that's Monday to Friday. We're also open the last 2 full weekends of every month, and we work all through the summer. So there's some positives there for some of you that are looking in and thinking about availability for when people can do the course. Co-funded as well, so employers can send people along to improve on their current skills level. You can contact me through an email address, info@silvertrowel.co.uk. Training hours are between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. each day. And yeah, hope that's of interest to some of you, and I hope to hear from you. Thank you for the time.
Thanks, Colin. Just as it's a much needed boot camp, certainly with a lot of business and skills forum that I attend. A lot of the intelligence and feedback is a real shortage of labourers for the industry. So excellent. Final 3 speakers. So I invite Roy from Solent University, please.
Just get my PowerPoint up if I can find it. There we go. And let's go to the start. Right, so my computer seems a bit slow today. So my name is Roy Hannier. I'm from Solent University, and we're just about to launch our new Screen Skills Bootcamp, which is all about connecting project management talent with opportunities in HETV, film, VFX, and games. So the objectives of the bootcamp are to specifically develop project management and leadership skills, and to facilitate career advancement and industry transition, which is a key element of what we're trying to do. And to enhance employability through practical experience and industry connections. And the course is actually mapped against the Associate Project Management Standard Level 4. So why is there a need? The need comes about through various reports that have happened over the last few years from Screen Skills, BFI and others that have identified a widespread skills gap in leadership and project management level. So there is a gap in between the sort of creatives and the practitioners and the sort of senior people in businesses that is restricting the ability to scale. I know in games, for example, that there are a lot of challenges around having people who can actually lead projects. So we're trying to address that gap, and we're trying to address the inconsistent investment in training in this particular skill set. And also trying to adapt to the rapid technological change that is going on within the industry at the moment. So the sectors we are addressing are largely covered by Screen Skills as a sector development agency, film, HETV. So we're talking about Netflix type productions here, games, obviously games, big industry, and VFX, which sort of does spread into all of those, but they all have very different project management methods and processes. So who's it for? We're targeting people who are currently employed but want to develop specialist skills in leadership and project management. We're very interested in career transitioners, so people who have some kind of project management or leadership experience who want to transition into the creative sector, in particular film, VFX and games. And also people who are currently unemployed within the sector, or employed but want to move into the sector and develop the ability to apply for jobs in these areas. So the course offers 10 days practical training with specialist pathway sessions in VFX, games and HETV film. We are working with various experts from each of those different specialist areas who are going to come in and talk about the particular way that resources, quality and budgeting is managed within those particular pathways. There will be some creative practice sessions, so if people don't have any experience of the creative industries, we're going to give them some and get them to kind of work through these creative pipelines in a very practical way. There will be career planning and goal setting sessions, and there will be some mentoring and, of course, guaranteed interviews. People will come away with advanced project management skills, leadership development skills, career advancement opportunities, networking and industry contact connections. So I very much see this as a CV builder or a job application enhancement. As we're not looking for complete novices, we're looking for people who want to shift to a different sector or step up to a new role. Those are my contact details. The website is just gone live, so we are now open for registrations, and people can screenshot that if they want to, use their phones to get in touch with us and start to share information. That's me done. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Roy. And again, bang on 5 minutes. So far, we are right where we need to be with timing. We'll leave us a bit of time at the end for some Q&A that Rob will manage for us. If we would like to bring Fairport, I think it's Kerry, and Fairport deliver on behalf of Hampshire and Solent.
Hi, welcome everybody. My name's Kerry Berry from Fairport Training. We are previously been known for delivering apprenticeships for over 30 years. But we are now offering 4 skills bootcamps. Today, I'm actually only going to talk about 3 of those skills bootcamps, you'll be pleased to know, and not all 4. Today, I'm going to be focusing on the care, our data analysts, and our project management. All of our bootcamps are targeted to self-employed, employed, and unemployed learners. Each bootcamp is individualised, so there's no mixture. So if you're self-employed, you're within a group of self-employed. If you're unemployed, you're in a group of unemployed. Our 4th bootcamp that I'm not going to talk about, but I'll just let you know what that is, just in case anyone's sort of interested, that I've said 4, is digital marketing. But our digital marketing is targeted to self-employed or employed learners. All of our skills bootcamps are delivered remotely via Teams. This is as a group session, but we do also offer one-to-one support during the bootcamp for any learners who are struggling with the group session. We also offer a review at a halfway point to ensure that all the learners are fully supported, and that we're dealing with any issues that are ongoing with any of our learners, and also any questions to help them get the best out of their skills bootcamp and to also achieve their outcome and their goal at the end of it. Tasks are set throughout the bootcamp and throughout the programme, and learners are given feedback throughout the bootcamp on any tasks that are set. Bootcamps are either 1 day a week or 2 evenings a week. For the care bootcamp, we are currently looking at a more intense 2/3 week course, or a roll on, roll off. So if this is something that would be more suited, please let me know and we can discuss. We are permanently looking at how we can change to get, especially for care, to get more learners onto our care programme. Our trainers are sector experts in their field, but we also have some external experts joining our skills bootcamps to give their experience, really, to give a day in a life in different job roles, but also just to add that little bit of extra experience. All our skills bootcamps have a wraparound support service for CV writing, interview techniques, and that one big hardest for the unemployed is navigating those job websites. So I'm going to give a real brief, because I know time is running out, so a real brief about each 3 bootcamps. So our care bootcamp, we've got our first course actually started on Tuesday, so if anybody knows anybody wanting to join a care bootcamp, during this bootcamp you'll complete workbooks that will give you the underpinning knowledge for the care certificate, and that will include all the normal of duty of care, safeguarding, infection control, communication. We've got employers that are ready, they've got vacancies, and they are eager to get people interviewed and out there to fill the gap in the care market. So our data is a 13-week course. We have live hands-on practical experience using real data. You'll gain knowledge in programming, data cleansing, analysing, reporting. You'll gain a portfolio of work, not just to look at going into a data analyst role. Data is used in so many different job roles. So we will look at what job roles best suit your needs. And last but not least, I'll say really quickly, is project management. The biggest thing about project management is that you will gain the PFQ qualification. So you sit and you gain your qualification. And of course, project management will include project planning, execution, leadership, and communication. And that is me done, James.
Well done, Kerry. You had a minute to spare, so you've you had a little bit more time, but thank you. And like I said earlier, the purpose of this is very much to give people a flavour, and then we encourage everyone to connect and have them individual discussions about what's going on. So I'd like to welcome our last speaker, and not last for any particular reason, but I think it's Aaron from Havant and South Downs College.
Thank you, James. Hello, everyone. I'm used to coming first with double A as a name, James, so it's odd sitting here waiting, but no. Thanks, everyone. So we're pretty new to the Skills Bootcamp. This is our first one with Solent Partners. We're doing software development, and we've got funding for 24 learners. And we are currently in the process of recruiting through my apprenticeship sales team here at Havant and South Downs College. So we're a college. We've got 3 campuses, and we're well used to working with employers in apprenticeships and also our adult learners. So we've got a good network of people out there to recruit from. Our boot camp is really predominantly going to be aimed at self-employed or startup businesses and those in business that are looking to learn more skills or new skills in software development. But we're also working with the job centres to look at anybody that's got the kind of mindset and some basic skills in this, so that it might help them move into work in this sort of area. We're running 15 taught sessions, which are a hybrid format. So some of it's online, some of it they will be coming into the college campus, the South Downs campus, and we're also going to offer some Saturday workshops in there for anybody to come in and do some practical skills with us. At this point, you will learn from the way that I articulate the things they're doing that I am not the techie guy. They are all on summer leave, and I want to thank Kieran at Cambridge Spark and Jeeve at Step It Up for saying the same words I'm going to say and making them sound real, because for me they are just words. But we are going to be doing programming through things such as Python and design tools such as Visio and Panda for data manipulation. Apparently that's what pandas do these days, so we'll be doing that. And then finally, the second half of the bootcamp, they'll be doing an introduction to web development, using things such as HTML and CSS coding, and using the key development tools such as Dreamweaver. It is a project-based bootcamp. We're running 2 of them. We're aiming for 12 in each cohort. The first one's going to be starting early September. We're actively promoting that now. Marketing material is not quite ready yet, because we've sort of fairly recently won this, but we're good to go. The program has been written. And the project is based around, really the second half of it is based around the marketing. So they'll either be doing a web development tool for an imaginary company, or, for example, if it's a startup, they could be using this as starting to develop their own website. And that's it, really. It's there to say that we're down here in the South Coast, the lovely English Riviera, and we're going to be working really hard to deliver these 24 learners over the 2 cohorts. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Aaron. And thank you to everyone else that has spoken. We've managed to get through all 14, I think. If I have missed anyone, do shout now. I don't think we have. And if we haven't, I'm going to hand back to Rob, who is just going to take us through, and we'll be happy to facilitate any questions. So if anyone does have a question, put your hand up. We can take a few questions. We've got 10 minutes. So back to you, Rob.
Thanks, James. And well done for shepherding all the presentations neatly. Excellent stuff. Is there any questions in the chat, first of all, Chris and Nikki, that require any immediate attention?
No, there's nothing. No. Lots of
Okay.
links, but no questions.
Super. Thanks, guys. So obviously, thank you to everyone that's presented today. We weren't quite
questions
sure.
just come in, actually, Rob.
Lovely.
Half the press.
It's like Eurovision. Go on.
Yeah. So Katie Jones has asked, are there any boot camps suitable for SEN learners?
Okay, very good question. So essentially, as part of the initial assessment on all of these skills boot camps, the training provider, and I hope I'm speaking correctly on behalf of Solent Partners here, but naturally the training provider would initially assess the potential candidate and look at all their learning needs to ensure that the bootcamp is suitable, relevant for them, and that the progressions that are expected on skills bootcamps are achievable. And also, I can speak for Hampshire, we also have a learner support fund, so that can support our training providers to access a fund that allows them to basically remove any barriers to engagement. So whether that's childcare, whether that's in-class learning, if they need interpreters or readers for exams, tests. So there's a few options there, but fundamentally the skills bootcamps are initially designed to focus on levels 3 to 5. And I'm not sure who asked the question, but does that help? Happy to pick it up outside of the meeting if you want to give me an email and give me any specifics if it relates to Hampshire and vice versa for James, I'm sure.
Rob,
Katie,
very
is that
quickly,
okay?
we had a person with hearing requirements, and so we are welcoming such people, and also Homes for Ukraine scheme to answer the other one. So we are welcoming.
Thank you, G. Super. And was there another question about Homes for Ukraine?
Yeah, there is. It's one from Lisa. Can I refer persons who are here on the Homes for Ukraine scheme?
Yes, so those participants, as part of the arrangements made for Homes for Ukraine, those individuals are eligible for skills boot camps. Each training provider is responsible for checking out the eligibility for each candidate anyway, but those under all the different schemes, Syrian, Afghani, and obviously the Ukrainian route, are eligible for skills bootcamps. Next question.
We have a hand up as well. If I'm not sure if I think it's Stuart. Are you hoping to come in on that point or something else? You're welcome.
No, something completely different.
Go on then, Stuart.
So I was a couple of minutes late to the meeting, so apologies if anyone else has mentioned it, but there was a number of us from the job centre on the call. So we are from the district's swap team. I don't know how many of you are aware of swaps.
Yeah.
Sector-based work academy programs. They are very similar to skills boot camps. Basically, for anyone that doesn't know, a sector-based work academy program is essentially three things: some training, which obviously many of you are delivering, some work experience, and guaranteed job interviews. That's a job centre program that we are all involved with and build and market to our customers in the job centre. What we have been trying to do where we can is, because boot camps are very similar, try and kind of mould them into our swap frame, if you like. Now, our swaps have to be completed within 6 weeks. So I know that many of the boot camps go on for longer because they're only often 1 day a week. But if any of you are able to kind of deliver your boot camps within 6 weeks and would like to kind of work with the job centre to do that, then please get in touch.
Thanks, Stuart. I think on the call we've got Chloe Braddock as well. So we've met and made introductions for Chloe, who is there. Chloe, do you want to come in, or are you just putting your hand up to say you're here?
Yeah, both really.
Or high five me?
Oh, absolutely. No, I have a very huge thank you to you, Rob, because I know you have introduced me to numerous people on this call today, and I think I've managed to catch up with most of you, which has been fantastic. And I kind of wanted to add in just how lucky we are to have such an array of boot camps available, and I think they really are the way of the future. And I know some providers have already worked with me to sort of say compress their courses so that we could kind of brand it as a swap as well. I know some courses that may not be quite so possible, but it really has been a pleasure working with you all so far and figuring out the best ways in which we can support our customers. So in full support of all boot camps here, and we'll be sharing them amongst my team. And I know Stuart's got some sort of lined up as well, and I know my colleague Sarah is in here as well. So between us, hopefully we're covering all bases for you. And if there's anything else we can do, or any other ideas that anybody has for courses outside of your boot camps, again, we can look at that too.
Super, thanks, Chloe. Phil, you've popped your hand up as well. You're on mute, Phil.
Apologies, might as well come in to tell that one off. These are part of my brilliant team that I mentioned at the start of the call. We will, of course, promote your boot camps. If we can't convert them into swaps, we'll make them available to our customers as well. So
Yeah,
always
brilliant.
happy to do that. Just keep talking to the team, and thank you for collaborating so well with them. It's been brilliant.
Thanks, Phil. Good to hear. Any other questions?
There is another question in the chat from Roy Hannay. How do applicants access Syrian and Afghan access schemes? I ask because our application form requires applicants to evidence eligibility, and I'd like to offer our course to Action Asylum.
Good question, Roy. So I do know from experience of the Home Office work that we did over the last couple of years that some will come with a card. So rather than a particular visa within the passport, but some do not have that. So essentially, and this is the flexibility, but the grey area that the Department for Education have provided us on Skills Bootcamps is that if you're satisfied the learner is eligible, then, and you've done those checks to the best of your ability and knowledge, then they are accepting you as the training provider, saying that you have assessed that that individual is eligible. I say that now, obviously, when we come to go into wave 6, nationally, they're going to roll out the ILR. And obviously on the ILR, there may be more particular checks that are doing, but at the moment, it's a spreadsheet data submission. But certainly through your district and boroughs, so whether James can put you in touch, where they had resettlement services there, they would be able to advise what ID an individual might be able to access to prove that they came via one of those routes. Does that help, Roy? Do you want to add?
Yeah, it does help. I'm not sure I think someone said if they're providing a BRP card. I'm not sure all asylum seekers, refugees have BRP cards. I think that might be an issue.
Yeah.
But we can explore it anyway.
Yeah, the local resettlement service to you should have advisors still funded via Home Office that would advise, because essentially those individuals should also be under their kind of caseload management as well.
Okay, fine. So I can just push that back and probably get Action Asylum to manage that anyway.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Anything else, guys?
There is another. Sorry, carry on.
That's okay. We were going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah. Jeeves asked in there, is there a funding from Hampshire to support apprenticeships?
Absolutely. So Hampshire has quite a significant levy given the size of its workforce. So we're very active in terms of apprenticeships. There is a framework, Jeeve, so a bit like the framework that you were on to get on for delivering skills boot camps. There's one for apprenticeship delivery. So we can carry on that conversation if you wish outside of the meeting. In fact, we're meeting next week, Jeeve, so we can pick it up then if you're happy to. Great stuff. Okay, colleagues.
I have another one question, please,
Great stuff.
from Kim Pellet, and it's the SME contributions. Is that before or on completion of courses?
Okay, so that is kind of during. So basically, the training provider would ensure that they're getting that income, that contribution on program. So essentially, I believe most of my training providers would invoice the business for 100% of the value, because you be aware that with my Skills Bootcamps, there's milestones split at percentage points. So it's important that they receive that funding in, because then in order for us as the commissioning body to then fund the training provider, we have to see full defrayal of that payment and income for part of our evidence to the Department for Education.
I know Carol did have her hand up as well. I don't know if she's still wanting a question.
I think we're going to have to perhaps draw to an end. We're at 1:30.
Okay.
So,
Carol, you can catch. Do you want to ask quickly?
Just really quickly, Rob, I was just going to jump onto the back of what Jeeves said, just to say about the Skills and Employment team at Hampshire County Council. So if any Skills Bootcamp providers or anybody's got any employers that want to move their Skills Bootcamp learners onto apprenticeships, they can come to one of the team in the Skills and Employment team, and we'll step in and support them with advising the employers on what they need to do, how they do it, and get the funding for them if appropriate.
Thanks, Carol. So colleagues, thank you so much for the session. For me, it's been a success. We weren't quite sure how it's going to work, not being in the room with you. But it's great that all providers have been able to promote what they're doing. And I absolutely love Skills Bootcamps. It's one of the best projects that I've led, certainly. Thank you from me. Colleagues, James, Chris and Nikki, anything that you wish to add before we close off?
No, just a thank you to everyone, and keep talking to each other and asking questions.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you, colleagues. As we said, we'll email out the presentations so you've got them for future reference. And thank you to our wonderful providers for taking the time to attend the session, and to our referrers. All the best, everyone, and enjoy what's left of lunchtime.
That's great.
Thank you,
Thanks very much.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye then.
Bye.